That little dime in your pocket could be worth a fortune. Some Roosevelt dimes from the 1960s, 70s, and even 2000s have mint errors and rare varieties collectors pay big money for. Check your dimes. Missing mint marks, double strikes, or proof finishes could turn 10 cents into hundreds. Don't spend it before you know what you have. The story of the 1976 US 1 dime coin begins like so many others, small, ordinary, and unassuming. It's a coin most people handle every single day without giving it a second thought. But buried beneath the millions of regular dimes minted that year lies one of the most remarkable and valuable minting mistakes in modern American coin history. Few people realize that a single 1976 dime could be worth between $60,000 and $122,500, all because of a rare and fascinating mint error. To understand how such an extraordinary thing could happen, we need to step back into the mid-1970s, a time when the US Mint was working at a relentless pace. The year 1976 wasn't just any year. It was the country's bicentennial, marking 200 years of American independence. The Mint was under immense pressure to produce enough commemorative coins to meet both national pride and collector demand. The quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins received special dual dates, 1776 to 1976, and patriotic designs to celebrate the occasion. The dime, however, was left untouched, continuing to bear the image of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. Even though it wasn't part of the bicentennial redesign, the 1976 dime shared the same busy production lines. Machines ran nearly around the clock, dies were replaced rapidly, and small mistakes slipped through unnoticed. Among those millions of coins, a few extraordinary pieces emerged, error dimes unlike any others. These were coins born not from intention, but from chance, where something as simple as a misaligned die or a wrong metal blank turned an everyday 10-cent piece into a collector's dream. In the Philadelphia Mint, where most of these errors are believed to have occurred, there was no mint mark used in 1976. That makes identification trickier because there's no immediate visual clue to pinpoint where each coin came from. But through careful examination and testing, experts discovered that some of these error dimes were struck on planchets not meant for them at all. Some were pressed on blanks intended for foreign coins, others on leftover materials from different denominations. The result was a dime that looked right to the naked eye but was slightly off in weight, tone, or composition, a subtle difference that would only reveal itself to a trained eye. The discovery of the 1976 dime error coins came years later, when collectors began to notice odd details on certain examples. Some showed faint doubling in the inscriptions, especially on Liberty and In God We Trust. Others displayed a soft, ghosted appearance of Roosevelt's face, the result of a die misalignment during striking. A few even had missing elements or blurred edges, signs that the metal planchet didn't fully press against the die. These weren't just scratches or post-mint damage. They were genuine minting errors, one-of-a-kind imperfections that transformed ordinary dimes into prized rarities. Among the most valuable of these are the 1976 dimes struck on the wrong planchet. These coins are slightly lighter or heavier than standard dimes and may show subtle changes in color or texture. Some even contain traces of copper-nickel blends that don't match the official composition. When verified by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, these anomalies confirm that the coin is indeed a minting error, not a counterfeit. Collectors pay top dollar for such coins because they capture a unique moment when machinery, timing, and human oversight collided to create something completely unintentional yet historically significant. Auction records tell the story of their worth. One 1976 dime error sold for an astonishing $122,500 after authentication, setting a new benchmark for modern-era coin value. Another, verified as being struck on a foreign planchet, fetched around $60,000 in a private sale. For context, that's the kind of money that could buy a luxury car or even a modest home, all for a coin that once sat unnoticed in someone's pocket change. Stories like these have fueled excitement among collectors and treasure hunters alike, inspiring people to recheck their old jars of coins and family savings boxes, hoping to uncover a fortune hiding in plain sight. The fascinating part of this story is how ordinary these error dimes appear at first glance. They fit perfectly into vending machines, they sound like regular coins when dropped, and most people would never suspect their extraordinary value. Yet these subtle mistakes have turned them into legends in the numismatic world. Every tiny imperfection tells a story, one that connects the human error at the mint to the thrill of discovery decades later. Experts emphasize that identifying a genuine 1976 dime error requires careful inspection. The first thing to check is the coin's overall look and feel. A true mint error won't appear damaged or altered. Instead, it might show doubling, ghosting, or unusual coloration. Measuring the coin's weight can also reveal important clues. A standard dime weighs 2.27 grams, but an error coin struck on a wrong planchet might differ slightly. Those minor differences are what make the big difference in value. One particularly famous variety involves what collectors call a broad strike error. This happens when the retaining collar that holds the planchet in place during striking fails, allowing the metal to expand outward. The result is a dime that looks slightly larger than normal with blurred edges. Another sought-after version is the off-center strike, where part of the design appears shifted or missing entirely. These coins are visually striking and instantly recognizable, making them some of the most collectible modern dimes ever discovered. The excitement around the 1976 dime error isn't just about the money. For many collectors, it represents the purest form of numismatic discovery. The idea that something so small and seemingly insignificant can hold an incredible secret. It's about the possibility that a fortune could be sitting unnoticed in a desk drawer or coffee can full of old change. It's a reminder that history often hides in the most unexpected places. Think about it. Millions of people handled these dimes back in the 1970s. They were used for parking meters, payphones, newspapers, and candy machines. They passed through countless hands, completely unnoticed. And somewhere out there, a few of those same coins carried a secret worth thousands. That's the kind of magic that keeps coin collecting alive. The combination of chance, curiosity, and the thrill of uncovering the unexpected. Today, collectors continue to search through coin rolls, estate sales, and old bank bags, hoping to find one of these elusive treasures. Every few years, a new discovery surfaces, reigniting the fascination all over again. Each find reminds everyone just how unpredictable and exciting the world of coin collecting can be. Even after nearly 50 years, the 1976 dime continues to surprise experts and enthusiasts alike. If you ever come across a 1976 dime that looks slightly off, whether the lettering seems doubled, the edges feel unusual, or the coin's tone seems different, don't dismiss it. That dime might just be your ticket to a six-figure payday. The key is awareness and curiosity. Many of the people who discovered these rare coins weren't professional collectors. They were ordinary individuals who simply paid attention. The truth is, most people never expect a coin minted in such massive quantities to hold any special value. But history proves otherwise. The 1976 dime is a perfect example of how a single minting error can transform an ordinary object into a piece of American treasure. It captures a slice of time, the pressure of the bicentennial rush, the imperfections of human craftsmanship, and the enduring fascination with the unexpected. Collectors often say that coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about stories. And the story of the 1976 error dime is one of chance, discovery, and awe. It reminds us that even in a world driven by machines and precision, human oversight can still create something truly special. Every mistake has the potential to become a masterpiece, and every coin has a story waiting to be told. So, the next time you're sorting through your spare change, pay attention to those small details. Look closer at your dimes, especially those from 1976. You never know. One of them might be one of the rarest coins ever minted. A hidden gem worth anywhere from $60,000 to $122,500. And if you're lucky enough to find one, you won't just be holding a dime. You'll be holding a piece of history, an accidental work of art born from the hands of time and chance itself. In 1995, something extraordinary happened in the world of American coinage. While millions of ordinary dimes rolled out of the U.S. Mint, a few mysterious ones left collectors scratching their heads and experts questioning how such a thing could have slipped through the Mint's strict quality controls. These coins were unlike the rest. They bore subtle but shocking imperfections that turned a simple 10-cent piece into a piece of numismatic gold. This is the story of the 1995 US 1 dime coin error, A small coin with a massive backstory and a value that can leave you speechless. To most people, a dime is just a dime, something you toss into a jar, or maybe slip into a parking meter without a second thought. But collectors know better. They know that behind those ordinary coins lies a history of craftsmanship, design, and sometimes pure accident. The 1995 dime became one of those rare accidents that transformed into a treasure. You see, while most dimes of that year carried the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, sharp and clear, some were struck with striking imperfections that changed their destiny forever. To understand how this happened, let's take a small step back. The Roosevelt dime has been a cornerstone of U.S. currency since 1946, introduced to honor the legacy of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. His face, carved in remarkable detail, symbolizes resilience and progress. But in 1995, a few dimes didn't quite carry that proud image as intended. The error coins came to life due to mistakes during the minting process, a process that typically leaves no room for error. Yet, even machines and humans working in perfect sync sometimes make a mistake that changes everything. These error dimes surfaced in unexpected places: change jars, vending machines, even old coffee cans in garages. Most people who found them didn't realize what they had. To the untrained eye, these coins seemed just slightly off. Maybe the lettering looked a bit weak, or Roosevelt's portrait seemed a touch faded or misaligned. But to collectors, those tiny details meant everything. Each imperfection told a story of a minting mishap that transformed an everyday coin into a rare collectible point. One of the most notable errors associated with the 1995 dime is the double die strike. This occurs when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice by the die, causing elements like the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" to appear shadowed or duplicated. This type of error, while small, can make a coin instantly recognizable and highly desirable among collectors. Another type of error that surfaced was the off-center strike. Coins that were not perfectly aligned when struck, resulting in Roosevelt's face being slightly off the center, creating an odd but captivating look. Now, what truly makes these coins special isn't just the fact that they were mistakes. It's how few of them exist. In 1995, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins across different facilities, but only a handful of these dimes came out flawed enough to be classified as mint errors. That scarcity, combined with their fascinating backstory, sent collectors on a frenzy to find them at first. These coins quietly circulated in the public, unnoticed and unvalued. But then, coin collectors and experts began discovering them and posting about the strange imperfections online and in numismatic publications. Soon, the word spread, and that's when the value skyrocketed. A dime that once bought you a pack of gum was now worth thousands, and in some cases, tens of thousands of dollars. When word got out, collectors across America began checking their jars, drawers, and old wallets. You'd be amazed how many people keep coins without realizing they might be holding a hidden fortune. Imagine the excitement of finding a 1995 dime with a visible error. A piece of metal barely an inch wide, suddenly worth more than most people make in a month. That's the kind of magic only numismatics can create. Over the years, many of these 1995 error dimes have been found, authenticated, and sold at auctions for astonishing amounts. Some have fetched prices between $50,000 and $118,000, depending on the type of error, its visibility, and the coin's overall condition. It's astonishing, isn't it? A coin worth 10 cents suddenly becoming worth more than a luxury car. But that's the beauty of rare coins. The combination of history, rarity, and sheer luck can turn something small and overlooked into something immensely valuable. Collectors know that condition plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. Even the rarest error coin will fetch different prices based on how well it's preserved. Coins that have been circulated, showing wear and tear, might fetch thousands. But those in near mint or uncirculated condition, that's where the real magic happens. Some of the highest grade 1995 dimes with crisp, visible errors have crossed the $100,000 mark in private sales, especially when accompanied by certification from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. These grading agencies authenticate and assign coins a grade based on their condition and rarity. A 1995 dime with a double die error and near-perfect details could easily be the crown jewel of a collector's showcase. Collectors and investors alike see them as tangible pieces of American history, small, yet immensely powerful in value and meaning. But there's more to this story than just numbers and prices. The 1995 error dime serves as a reminder of how even imperfection can hold extraordinary worth. In a world driven by precision and mass production, these tiny mistakes became symbols of uniqueness. Every small flaw tells a story about human craftsmanship and the unpredictability of machinery. It's almost poetic, a symbol of how something imperfect can become priceless simply because it stands apart. Today, these error dimes are often featured in rare coin exhibitions and collector conventions. You might even find them being discussed in online numismatic forums, where enthusiasts trade information, compare photos, and share stories of discovery. Some even joke that every time they receive change, they secretly hope for a 1995 dime hiding among the nickels and quarters. And truthfully, that's the charm of coin collecting. It's not just about money or value. It's about the thrill of discovery, the moment when an ordinary coin turns into a time capsule of history and luck. For the 1995 dime, that transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Many who collect these coins today see them as investments, rare treasures that will only appreciate in value as time passes. Since there's a limited number of error dimes known to exist, their rarity makes them increasingly desirable. With every passing year, as more coins vanish into private collections or remain undiscovered, the value of the known examples tends to rise. Some experts even predict that the upper-end 1995 dimes, especially those in pristine condition, could surpass the $120,000 mark in future auctions as demand continues to grow. Imagine holding one in your hand. The weight feels the same as any other dime, yet its story makes it feel completely different. The soft glint of metal reflects not just light, but decades of history, human error, and luck intertwined. It's fascinating to think that something made by accident could hold such profound meaning and financial worth. People often ask, how can you tell if your 1995 dime is one of the rare ones? The answer lies in the details. Examine the lettering, the portrait, and the alignment. Look for doubling, faint outlines, or any signs of misalignment between the design and the rim. If anything seems off, don't dismiss it. Have it checked by a professional. It might be one of the elusive pieces worth tens of thousands of dollars. Collectors who specialize in error coins often say that once you find your first rare one, the hunt becomes addictive. Every coin you see afterward carries the possibility of being special. It's that sense of wonder and possibility that keeps the world of coin collecting alive and thriving. The 1995 error dime is more than just a collectible. It's a symbol of that passion. So the next time you come across a dime, take a closer look before you toss it aside. You never know if you might be holding a piece of American history, a tiny mistake from 1995 that defied the odds and became a treasure. Somewhere out there, more of these rare coins might still be hiding, in old purses, forgotten jars, or deep within coin rolls waiting to be discovered. And when you think about it, that's the magic of numismatics, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. A dime worth 10 cents one day could become worth $118,000 the next, simply because of a beautiful accident. The 1995 error dime stands as a reminder that even the smallest, most unassuming things can carry immense value, not just in money, but in history, craftsmanship, and the stories they tell. That's why collectors continue to chase these rare pieces, not just for profit, but for the love of discovery. Because in every rare coin lies a mystery, a piece of human history frozen in metal, and a story waiting to be told. In 2007, while millions of ordinary dimes rolled through the presses of the U.S. Mint, a few extraordinary ones quietly slipped into circulation, unnoticed, uncelebrated, and completely unintentional. These small coins, barely an inch in diameter and weighing just over 2 grams, would later become the focus of heated discussions, collector obsessions, and unexpected discoveries. The 2007 US 1-dime error coins are now legendary in the numismatic world, proof that even in a modern era of precision and technology, mistakes can still happen, and when they do, they can be worth a fortune. At first glance, a 2007 dime looks like any other. The profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt sits proudly on the obverse, a design that's been in use since 1946. The reverse still shows the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. To most people, it's nothing more than 10 cents. But to a trained eye, certain 2007 dimes stand out in subtle yet fascinating ways. A faint doubling on the lettering, a slightly misaligned strike, or an unusual missing feature can change everything. These small details have turned ordinary pocket change into pieces worth thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars. The 2007 Roosevelt dime was struck at two main mints, Philadelphia and Denver, and the production process was highly automated and controlled. Yet, in the world of minting, even the best technology can't completely eliminate human error or machine failure. When the dies, the hardened metal pieces that press the coin's design, are misaligned, damaged, or improperly polished, the results can be striking, quite literally. Coins can come out with double impressions, off-center images, or missing details. These are known as mint errors, and collectors around the world prize them for their rarity. For the 2007 dime, several kinds of mint errors have been documented, each contributing to its mystique and high value. Some dimes show doubled lettering on the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." Others display what's known as a broad strike error, where the coin is struck without the restraining collar that normally keeps it in shape. This results in a coin that's flatter and wider than normal, giving it a strange, almost stretched appearance. Then there are off-center strikes, where Roosevelt's face might appear partially cut off or shifted toward the edge. These errors are visually stunning, immediately catching the eye of collectors and mint experts alike. When these error coins first started surfacing in circulation, most people didn't even realize what they were holding. Many simply spent them, thinking they were slightly damaged or worn. But word spread quickly within the numismatic community. Online forums and collector boards lit up with discussions and images of these odd-looking dimes. The realization that a 2007 dime could carry a major mint error sent shockwaves through the collector world. Soon, what was once pocket change was being carefully examined under magnifying lenses, weighed, and sent off for professional grading. The value of these coins started modestly, with collectors offering a few $100s for rare examples. But as more details emerged and fewer error coins were found, the prices began to climb. Today, depending on the type and severity of the error, as well as the condition of the coin, a 2007 US dime error can be worth anywhere from $42,000 to $98,000. Yes, you read that right. A coin that cost the government less than a cent to produce can now fetch nearly $100,000. That kind of transformation captures the imagination of collectors and investors alike. The reason for such high values lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and story. Error coins like these are fascinating because they represent a break from perfection. A mistake that survived through every stage of mint inspection and ended up in circulation. Every one of these coins tells a story about how something that was never meant to exist managed to escape into the world. The 2007 dime error is particularly special because by the 21st century, the US Mint had already implemented advanced quality control technology. That means modern errors are much rarer than those from decades past, making each one even more valuable. Collectors prize them because they embody a paradox: precision gone wrong. The fact that such an error could happen in an age of computerized minting only adds to their allure. Every time one surfaces, it's a reminder that even in a world run by machines, human oversight and randomness still play a role. It's that combination of rarity, intrigue, and beauty that makes these coins so sought after. Imagine finding one of these coins by accident. You're counting out change at the grocery store, or maybe you find an old coin jar in your drawer, and you spot something slightly off about a dime. Maybe the lettering looks faint, or Roosevelt's image seems a little shifted. You take a closer look, and your heart skips a beat. That's how countless collectors have stumbled onto treasures over the years. The idea that a coin worth 10 cents could turn into tens of thousands of dollars is the kind of story that never gets old. In some cases, the errors are so subtle that they require magnification to notice. Collectors often use high-resolution lenses to inspect the edges, the date, and the fine details of the design. Even the smallest doubling or misalignment can drastically increase value. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are especially prized. Those with clear, well-defined error features and minimal wear can command prices at the top of that incredible range, close to $98,000. The 2007 dime error coins that have surfaced so far have been certified by grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC. These certifications are crucial because they verify authenticity and condition, two factors that significantly influence market value. Without certification, even a genuine error coin might struggle to achieve its full worth because collectors need that guarantee of authenticity. The story of the 2007 dime error coins also reflects the passion of the collecting community. For many, coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about the thrill of discovery, the history embedded in each piece of metal, and the human stories behind them. The 2007 error dimes remind collectors that treasures can still be found in plain sight, that not every valuable coin is hidden in an old chest or buried underground. Sometimes, it's sitting right there in your pocket. What's even more fascinating is that not all 2007 error dimes are identical. Some have slight doubling, others have more dramatic misstrikes, and each variation affects the coin's desirability and price. For example, a dime with an off-center strike where only half of Roosevelt's face is visible might command a higher value than one with a minor doubling error. It all depends on the coin's visual appeal and the rarity of that specific error type. As time goes on, fewer and fewer of these coins remain in public circulation. Many have already been snapped up by collectors or stored safely in private collections. That scarcity continues to drive up prices as demand for unique and rare modern error coins grows. Auction houses have reported intense bidding wars over high-grade examples, and coin shows often attract collectors specifically looking for 2007 dimes. Beyond their monetary value, these coins carry an emotional significance. They represent the unexpected, the little twists of fate that turn the mundane into the extraordinary. There's something poetic about the fact that a coin meant to be flawless became valuable precisely because it wasn't. The imperfections give it character, a story, and a place in numismatic history. Some collectors even see these coins as symbols of resilience. After all, they survived the minting process, escaped inspection, and circulated among millions of ordinary coins before being recognized for what they truly are. Each one carries its own journey, from a press machine to a pocket, from a forgotten coin jar to a display case in a collector's cabinet. If you ever come across a 2007 dime, it's worth giving it a closer look. Check the lettering, the date, the edges. Does anything look out of place? Is there doubling or a faint outline where there shouldn't be? Even a small inconsistency could mean you're holding something worth thousands. It's a simple habit that could pay off in ways you never imagined. The world of coin collecting is built on stories like this, where curiosity meets luck, and small details make a big difference. The 2007 US 1 dime error coin stands as a shining example of that. It's a reminder that value doesn't always come from size, weight, or face value. Sometimes, it comes from imperfection, from rarity, and from the fascinating quirks of human and machine interaction.